Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's 6:30 Eastern Time, January the 16th, 2026. And I haven't come live in a little while. Took a little break, even though there's never a break from the constant daily harassment and abuse. When you are a targeted individual, it is exhausting. It is emotionally and psychologically draining, financially persistent, and in more ways than one. There's gaslighting abuse. There's theft from break-ins. There is a debt accumulation. There's asset stripping. There's damage to goods and property, and a whole other accumulation of madness. Stalking, harassment, vehicular stalking, and harassment. There's an attempt to on your. There's an attempt at your life in more ways than one. Sometimes it is by another driver on the road. Other times it might be an individual who they kind of plant in your life. Uh, Nevertheless, there are abusers everywhere, and it's clear. It's clear as day now at this point that we are dealing with this. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on with my financial abuse, just so you have an idea of how this actually works. So I have a side business which should be used for money making purposes, and I've had this business since 2001. So that's a long time, and it should be kind of going full throttle. It should be very consistent at this point where I'm actually making money. I got really upset with myself because I gave away product at my cost with no profit. So I lost about $100 in monetary gain um, by offering somebody my discount, a customer. And it was my fault for doing that. But desperate times call for desperate measures. So then there's no money to go back in to be able to purchase new products to shelve, with the hopes that the gang stalkers don't steal them, to be able to use for a resell. So I can't purchase any products to sell. I can't even afford the minimum of products to sell to customers at this point. So it's almost like, what would be the point in even doing the business anymore? Um, I really had to come to terms with that, and just quitting and giving that up. Um, Debt accumulation, that happened over Christmas, and it seems like it's more than it should be, but this has happened in the past. It's the same downhill spiral. And of course, I like to do Christmas up big. I have kids, so that's important to me. I tried not to get carried away this year and stay within a budget, but debt happens. So it's just an impossible, endless cycle of nonstop work for low dollar amounts, um, with no, hope of having anything happen. Now, I'm going to keep going with this because I'm going to tell you how pitiful this actually gets. Uh, I set up an appointment for my oil change because it's overdue, and I've had issues with my car with the light coming on and it's smoking, and in the past, which it came out of the blue, so I wasn't sure what was going on there. But I had made two appointments to get my vehicle serviced and had to cancel both of them because I don't have what, $60 to do that right now. So I can't buy groceries, I can't buy water. Um I can't pay for the gas that I need. I actually have to count my pennies to the point where I'm going to need gas today, and I work all weekend, like 8 hour, 9 hour days, and I am going to have a hard time just paying for the gas to go to work, which is emotionally and psychologically draining in itself, which is, at that point, you're almost like, why even bother anymore? If you can't even, you have to think about even buying the gas to go to work. You see how you would want to quit. And then as soon as I build up my work schedule to the point where I might have 35 hours a week on average, which is not quite 40, not quite more than that, which is really what I need. Um, without, I mean, mentally, I have to be able to do this too. And mentally, this is very tiring, especially if you don't sleep well. It's emotional. It's just emotionally hard if you don't take care of your own needs, which is basic. Drink lots of water, exercise, go to bed at a decent time, and get rest, because emotionally this is very hard. Um, so I'm looking at losing all of my hours again. I can't talk about that. Um, and I can't even spend time looking for a new job because that's just becoming too overwhelming too. And it's time consuming, and there's a lot of jobs I think open right now, that so I need to get back out there and look, just because I can't live like this without benefits, without paid time off, without um, a decent wage that will cover all the bills. Um, my rent was late this month because twice this month, including currently I have no money's coming in from the source where I'm supposed to have money's coming in, and so I have bills due that I have to worry every minute of each day that I'm going to have an issue with the bank. Now I have a fee tacked on for being late for my rent. Um, I've never been able to have a mental, um, I've never been able to mentally think money in um, I guess in a way where it's overly abundant. I have tried to pray about this. I have, tried to find other ways to make money as side gigs. And it's no matter what, it's starting back over at ground zero again and again and again. Back to the courthouse, back enmeshed in all kinds of toxic garbage. It's really hard to stay positive when this is happening. Also, I just wanted to make a note that considering this is where my testimony sits right now, is on my channel, that my boxed milk seemed to have disappeared off my shelf. It was funny because my kids couldn't find the Italian dressing, and I was like, I know sometimes they steal the Parmesan cheese, and we couldn't find the Italian dressing. And here I found it in the pantry because I knew I had bought one, and I was going to check my receipts to see where I would find it. And I found it in the pantry, but the boxed milk is simultaneously missing. I buy shelf milk, and I can't find it. And I buy it without sugar, and I had one on my shelf with sugar. So, yeah. So every little bit that they steal, uh, every little bit that somebody does to not follow the rules, or contributes to my downfall, to my sabotage, and that is what a TI's life is like. So today is again, it's pretty challenging, but I wanted to read to you Tina Plackinger's "Treading on Serpents: A Daily Devotional for Those Who Are Bullied and Gang Stalked." I'm sorry, I have to think of Plackinger, Tina Plackinger. And thank you to her for, I can feel another target's pain. And thank you to her for this wonderful daily devotional that this is I bought this last year, so I'm getting to reread it again. And today is the January 16th reading. And it goes like this: gang stalking uses suicide to collect souls for Satan's kingdom. It can take us years to learn how to care for ourselves while we survive the many levels of gang stalking. We smarten up when we figure out how they are watching us. It is an essential counter move. A base of operations is set up close to the target, usually at the neighbor's house, so they can work together to create chaos and havoc. This is an operation when they stop to converse with us. Using private Wi-Fi network within the group, one will badmouth the other with the intention of getting us to add something to the conversation. They love to bait us into saying something bad about another perp who is listening. What we say is either recorded or streamed live to further ignite their hatred. It is our job to learn how our neighbors have been strategically planted. As the person on the left complains about our dogs, the person on the right pretends to side with us by calling him a pain in the butt, and the person up front buffers it by saying they are both nuts. If we watch carefully, we see them interact with one another. We can transition out of their game simply by knowing it exists. We no longer need to be bounced around from one perpetrator to the other. Help me, Lord, to not be deceived as I find out evil company corrupts good habits. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Um, Amongst all this, you know, repeated cycle of, downfall, I have had some very positive, uplifting times. I am very blessed and very grateful for what I do have, and the things that I can create, and the people that I can keep close in my company. I do have that, and I am extremely grateful there. So this pretty much wraps up this session for today. And I guess I can just hope and pray that it gets better. But it is a really uncomfortable feeling to know that somebody's trying to take your wings away from you, your feet right out from underneath you, knock you down on your knees, and just keep taking, so that it becomes very difficult for your survival. All right. Well, I hope that you go out and have a very blessed day, and say some prayers for me, please, if you are listening to my channel and to my show here. And I do have a GoFundMe page, but I haven't been posting it down below. Hit the thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe, share with others to let people know what's happening, so that we are getting woke. Yeah. Um, hmm. Well, I guess I'll leave it at that. I if you are a TI and you have some other suggestions for helping to buffer the finances, that would be the most important help that I could use, and I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you for listening.